We're getting ready here, everyone. We're getting ready. If you can hear me, we are just making sure everything's signed in and we are able to connect with everyone. So give me a second. Hello, hello, and thank you all for joining us. Thank you all so much for joining us. I am Selina Belle, and welcome. Today we are going to be reviewing Disney Dreamlight Valley, the Storybook Vale new expansion that is just released. It came out this morning at 8 a.m. Central Time. Took about 45 minutes to download, and we have some thoughts. We have some great thoughts, good, bad, couple ones that are no, nothing ugly. Nothing ugly. I can honestly say everything is pretty good. But I wanted to answer some questions today because there's been a lot of talk in the forums about things like, should I buy the expansion? Should I wait until Christmas? Should we wait until the glitches are all worked out? All great questions because, you know, Disney Dreamlight Valley is not necessarily known for releasing content with without problems. There always seems to be problems. And so I want to answer that question as we get going here. So let's dive right into it. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Selina Belle. I'm the owner of GamifiedLife and a variety of other things. And I'm a middle-aged gamer who loves to game, and I'm here to go over all of this fun stuff and share my review with you today. All right, so I'm going to shift over here to my game. As we got started this morning, there was a very large download that came along with this. And the good news and the bad news with the download is that it did take about 45 minutes to download. We started out using the PlayStation. Now in our household, we have the game on 3 different devices. We have it on the PlayStation 5, the Switch, and the computer, the PC. So the PlayStation took about 45 minutes. Well, I should say it took 25 minutes or so to actually download, and then there was a waiting period while they were getting their ducks in a row this morning. So we didn't actually get into the game until close to 9. So that's okay. But the thing that was really important to notice is that right here where it says expansions, this used to say Eternity Isle. Now we have 2 expansions, and this now gives us the opportunity to see the different editions here. So depending on, you know, assuming you own the base game, you have a couple of options here. If you haven't purchased Rift in Time, first of all, Rift in Time is an amazing expansion. I highly encourage you to consider this one. Then there's Storybook Vale, and then for the time being, Storybook Vale has what they're calling a magical edition. The magical edition includes a couple of extra things, including 10,000 moonstones and some exclusive additional fun stuff. That fun stuff is, let me scoot over to it. Where is it? What is it? You guys, this is my first one. Bear with me. Introduction letter. Here we are. Okay. That fun stuff includes all these interesting items, clothing items. It's really hard to see here. Let me see if I can get us in a little closer onto that. There we go. You can see a little bit closer onto those items. And then also, here, this one. We also get these guys. Now, I gotta tell you that the little Pegasus is adorable. Absolutely adorable. I haven't played around with any of the other stuff, but the thing that really makes this very helpful are the 5,000 moonstones. So I do encourage you to consider that, because that in and of itself is worth it. In fact, with the Storybook Veil Magical Edition, you get 10,000 moonstones. So you get one actually with each of these welcome letters that they send you. So, oops, there we go. Alrighty, so back over to our game here.
Once upon a time, the Storybook Vale
It's just kind of running through its advertisement here. Once it's downloaded, you can continue. And now this game, I have not started Storybook Vale. So as that downloads, a couple things that were of note this morning. I really liked the fact that this one allowed us to jump right in. We didn't, with Eternity Isle, we really had to go through the storyline of opening up this expansion area in the castle that allowed us to travel to other lands. Now, if you did not purchase Eternity Isle, I highly suspect you'll have to go through that. But this time, because Eternity Isle, for me at least, already exists in both of my games, I didn't have to go through that. So that was fabulous. So essentially, I was able to get a letter. That letter said, here's a book, read the book. I read the book. I got an invitation to go to visit Storybook Vale, and it was essentially an SOS. It was a call for help. And off we went to Storybook Vale by going to the harbor in the castle and visited the new area. So let's see, we're back over to the game here. A couple of other interesting things. One thing that came with this update, which was, oh, there we got this one. One thing that was interesting with this update was we were able to get a couple of new things. So we can track duties or crafting materials by selecting the duties and crafting in the menus. So that's kind of nice, I guess, sort of. Honestly, I'll probably never use it. That's just not something I'm going to need. But here you'll notice, whoopsies, where's my, I need this. I'm not great with the point and click situation. You can see here that these are the fun bonuses. Why do I have that in there twice, I wonder? Huh, that's fun. The Storybook Vale awaits. Here is the letter, and then you claim this letter. So, you're calling for help. So we're going to claim the letter. Oh, I guess I can't claim the letter. My inventory's full. Let's back out. Let's take care of that. I'm just going to drop a whole bunch of stuff over here. Oh yes, I was definitely trying to get caught up yesterday on the Star Path. I've been working on several things, several projects, and have just gotten a little bit bogged down here. So looks like I need to make a little bit of room. That should do it for right now at least. And let's go back and get our... That took me inside my house. Yay! This is live, you guys. This is live. All right. Let's have some fun with this. Alrighty. And let's check again. There we go. Now we get to claim our letter. There we go. All right. Claim the letter. And in our inventory, oops, inventory, here it is. Come on. What in the world? Okay. This is fun. Why can't I open it? The invitation beckons you to take a magical contraption. Oh, that's right. You just go there. It's just in your letter, sorry. All right, off we go. So we're gonna go into the castle, and I'll show you where that is. Or, well, you know where the castle is. I'll show you where the entrance is. To the back area. I'm not going to go very far into the game. I want you guys to explore this on your own because it really is a fun expansion. So, but this is the area. For those of you that had Eternity Isle, you'll remember this. For those of you that haven't, this might be new to you. So this is the docks. For those of you that had Eternity Isle, you'll remember this. This is the one that took you over to Eternity Isle. And then over here we have a brand new dock that will take us over to Storybook Vale. And there it is. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the things that I loved, I didn't love, and all that goes along with it. I'm gonna add my notes because I have notes. All right. So one of the great things about the Storybook Vale I found is that I really, really enjoyed the humor that this particular expansion brings to the table. Not that Disney Dreamlight Valley doesn't automatically have humor, but these characters are really funny. And the thing that I found is that they're getting really good with the dialogue options, that our character gets to be really funny as well. So that was a really fun and almost edging on a little snarky at times opportunity, but not rude, just a little snarky. And trust me, I picked those. The landscape is really pretty. I really enjoy the fall the fall atmosphere that the first area brings to the table, and then the second area that they encourage you to go to is a little bit more purpley. And I haven't opened up the third area, but it's a very pretty area. Now, one thing that I did think about, now Eternity Isle, when we had Eternity Isle, we essentially got 4 characters in this huge island. And essentially we're going to do a rinse and repeat on that. And yes, you can bring other characters over. I did consider bringing other characters over from Dreamlight Valley. But you know what? Their houses just aren't designed for these other expansion areas. So they just look a little odd in those areas. Can you make it work? Yes. People that are very, very creative and not so creative probably can make it work great. I just found that it just didn't kind of work for me to bring my characters from the main island over to these other islands. So that's a lot of space to decorate with essentially inanimate objects and fake houses. So I'm struggling with that a little bit. Especially because I thought Eternity Isle, there was more that could have been done with that space. Which brings me to Storybook Vale. I do have a little bit of a concern about the fact that there's 2 acts, supposedly same or long length of storyline as Eternity Isle, but they're only doing it in 2 acts instead of 3, and there's going to be an attention span for how long is that going to last before we're all kind of going, okay, let's get the next thing. So I'm kind of curious about that, as to how they're gonna manage that, and I'm hoping they do manage it, because sometimes they're not real good about managing that. I will say that in the trailers, the snippets, the little things that we have to catch as part of the story look like a pain in the rear end to catch. They're not. They're really, really quite easy to catch. And when they're not easy to catch, you just move on, because there's another one right behind it. So I will say that where, again, comparing back to Eternity Isle, a lot of people struggled with the time bending because it was kind of boring, to be perfectly honest. And the mechanics were tough on the hands. This is not that the same. This is relatively easy. I think I missed my snippet maybe once or twice all day. It was a really nice change of pace for a new experience. Let's see here. Oh, the other thing that was really nice about the beginning of this game is that they made it very easy to collect the currency for the island, because the island has its own currency, right? And I can actually show you that with the duties. It looks like a book. The currency is actually called Story Magic. And at the beginning, there are so many inkies. Inkies are these. Oh, I can show you a picture of the inkies. Hold on, let me. Image. So this is what it looks like when you first get there. When you walk in, these are inkies. These purple things that are on the ground. Essentially, the ink is coming out of the pages of the book that has all of the storybook stories, and the book is damaged and injured, and the ink is just kind of seeping in through the ground. And it's essentially, to compare it to the other islands, it is essentially the same thing as like the mist and the night thorns. That is how we get our currency, our island currency, like mist and Dreamlight, is by getting rid of those. So we have to do these different duties. So we have storybook duties. We've got Storybook Vale island specific activities to do, and they're very easy. So very, very quickly, I was up to 4,000 story magic, and I didn't have to worry about really struggling to be able to open the next area when it got to that point in the story. So that was really, really nice. I do remember in Eternity Isle being a little bit frustrated with that, and definitely in Dreamlight Valley being frustrated with that, because I remember just having to do duty after duty after duty and just being kind of exhausted by it. Okay, so this one's kind of funny. The fish and some of the other, I would say, natural resources on the island, they're just kind of cute, you guys. So these are our little companions, and I know they're kind of faded out and hard to see, but they are really cute. We have Pegasuses. We did ask Alexa, don't talk right now. We did ask her what the plural for the word was, and it did say both. Pegasuses or Pegasi, either work. So if you're questioning that as well, you now have the answer. They also have really cute baby dragons, and they have owls. The owls are really adorable. And we did spend quite a bit of time trying to figure out what the owls eat. So, we used Google at the beginning of the day because nobody had put it out there yet, and discovered what real owls eat and tried to match that. Well, I can tell you, I'll give you the hint that it's not that. It's not that. So, yeah, we will have a critter's guide out very quickly to help with helping with the feeding and care of all things critter, because wow, for Storybook Vale. But also we have, where is he? This guy, the Sorcerer Hat Hermit Crab. Oh yes, you fish for him, and he's in a red circle in the first area that you open up, and he is literally called the Sorcerer Hat Hermit Crab. He's adorable, and that's the kind of thing that you're going to see throughout the entire valley. They just really had fun with this and created some really cute material. Let's see here. So some of the questions that I still have outstanding, okay, so one of the things that I noticed when Eternity Isle came out, Eternity Isle had the ancient machines. And the ancient machines brought a quality of life improvement to the game that impacted all of the islands, right? Or all of the areas. And, from watering your crops and planting your crops to cooking and a variety of other things, that in and of itself, for me at least, was worth the money for the entire expansion. Especially the one that, like, the vacuum cleaner that just picks everything up for you. That has saved me so much time during the wow. Just my brain completely went away. Yeah, those things that we do, star paths, that's it, during the star paths. And because, as well as those little mini events that go on. So that was a real benefit. So up to this point, now we've played all day, Storybook Vale hasn't provided us with any sort of large quality of life improvement option. And when Eternity Isle came out, they advertised the living daylights out of those ancient machines. They haven't done anything like that with Storybook Vale. So I'm curious. I'm really curious if there's a quality improvement piece coming with this. Because that quality of life, that was really important for me, and made it worth the money. This is a great story. So far, it's been really fun. It's cute, whatever the case may be. Like, it's something that I would pay for, but I have it on 2 machines, have to purchase it on 3 because I poured a game back and forth between the Switch and the PC. Is it worth $150? Because it's $50 a pop for the big one so that I can bring my gear back and forth. I don't know. I don't know. I might be able to answer that question better as we get a little closer to the end. But that's, end of the story, a little bit more further to see what other tools they may provide. But yeah, just right now, I'm not real sure. I know money is a factor for a lot of families, especially right now, as things have been getting a little bit tighter, and it's worth taking into consideration. I would say if you have to choose between Storybook Vale and Eternity Isle, my personal thought, if it was me, and I'm not telling you what to buy, but if it was me, I would buy Eternity Isle first. I believe there is a package out right now that you can buy both for a discounted rate. If you can do that, do that. But if I had to choose, I would take Eternity Isle right now. This is really cute, but that's my thought process. But overall, you guys, it's fun. It's enjoyable. It's a great story. I think a lot of people are really going to have a good time with it. And if you are just looking for some expansion of the game and some new characters, I do encourage you to take a look at it and consider buying it, because it really does add another layer. And you know what? I personally love the fact that Rapunzel's love interest is coming to the island. I think that for me, that just brings the two of them together, and that's a nice happy ending for me. And Hades, if I remember correctly from the movie, he was kind of a quirky, funny character. So I'll take quirky, funny. Oh, I did want to show you this because as I was taking pictures, it was just a fun. So here's Meredith's welcome picture. And she's just like, yay, hello, welcome, I'm here. And then there's Flynn, because Flynn is just humorous. He is just a humorous individual, and this was the end of his pose. He went through several other ones, and he ended it trying to look sophisticated, and this is what we ended up with. So, welcome Flynn, welcome Merida to the valley, and yeah, I hope that this helps you decide one way or another whether you're going to buy the expansion or not. Please don't let my reservations uh, prevent you from buying the game if you're or the expansion if you're considering it, because it is fun. It is a lot of fun. There are my thought process just goes down the line of comparing the two and what value the two are bring the two different expansions bring to the table, and if I would have to choose which one would I go with. For me, the value of those ancient machines outweighs slightly the storyline of Storybook Vale. That being said, so far, I actually like the storyline of Storybook Vale better. So I do want to make that clear that so far Storybook Vale's storyline is, for me, a lot more funny and entertaining. So take that what it's worth. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a fabulous rest of the day and happy gaming.